All praises to Allah. We send peace and salutations upon Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The situation in Turkey and Syria, very difficult situation to the people who were affected by the earthquake. So many organizations they took part in helping the people of Syria, the people of Turkey. The death toll reached to over 50,000 persons. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for them, and may Allah use us to make it easy for them. Allahumma ameen. كان الله في عون العبد ما دام العبد في عون أخيه. Allah will be in your aid and support as long as you help and support others who are in need. One of the first organizations who reached Turkey and helping people there in Turkey is Human Aid. And joining me on the line, the director of the Human Aid organization, Brother Ahmad Osman. Let's welcome him. Assalamu alaikum, Brother Ahmad.
Sheikh, Human Aid is relatively a small organization that comprises of businessmen that started this initiative to be able to serve communities and those that are in need through direct physical distributions and interventions. Alhamdulillah, actively involved for the last few years, both locally, more locally than internationally, but we have already responded to international crises, one of the first ones being for the Syrian refugees in the Jordan sector, and then we went to the Pakistan floods. When they had those floods in Pakistan, we responded, alhamdulillah. And all this is made only possible through Allah's mercy and through the generous contributions and donors of our friends, family, and the general public that are happy with the fact that we are providing aid and servicing those that are in need through direct intervention and direct distribution to them. Our recent trip, we got back only this week still from Turkey and Syria. A very, very, very heartbreaking scenario. We've never seen level of devastation to this effect. Turkey has been the southern part of Turkey has been severely destroyed, as you can see in the images. Syria too was severely affected. They also have been more affected because they faced over a 10-year war that they're still trying to live with and recover from. But this devastation, which happened a few weeks ago on that late Sunday night, or rather early Monday morning, has left a trail of destruction. In South African terms, I can put it to you this way: the length of the destruction starts off maybe from Durban through past Johannesburg into Polokwane. That's about a 900-kilometer distance that was severely affected. Alhamdulillah, Human Aid responded. We worked together with our ground partners in Turkey and in Syria. We worked with our brother association from Johannesburg, Azadul Muslim organization, charitable organization. So together we went out to help those brothers and sisters that have been severely affected both by the earthquakes, and our Syrian brothers and sisters by those that have been affected by the war and the earthquake. So alhamdulillah, we were able to deliver much needed aid and urgent essential aid and relief to those that have been affected with this crisis.
Indeed. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you for that. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam encouraged us, and he said, خَيْرُ النَّاسِ أَنْفَعُهُمْ لِلنَّاسِ. The best of people are those who are more beneficial to people. So what do you say to the South African people and the donors who want to support Syria and Turkey currently? And what are the current needs that the people of Syria and Turkey need?
Look, we have to support. Like you quoted, if one part of the body feels pain, the entire body should feel the pain. That is from the message of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And the devastation that we've seen, very few words can actually describe the level of devastation. We had heard this on the ground firsthand, where huge parts of families were lost in that earthquake. We had families that have been wiped out. Certain surviving members that tell us stories of how they went to bed at night like every other normal day to wake up in a different life, actually. That's what really happened, because they've lost family members. Some more family members, entire family members have been totally wiped out. So it was very challenging, very emotional to see that level of devastation. But the support that they felt present when all the organizations, when Human Aid was there, and when other organizations also from South Africa and internationally come across, they feel a sense of moral support, and they feel a sense of Muslim camaraderie, where they're happy to say that our Muslims have rallied and coming to their assistance in the time that they need it the most. Syrians on the Turkey side, alhamdulillah, there is aid coming in. More aid is definitely needed because there's a lot of people that need assistance. we only focusing on the death toll, which says about 50,000, but I mean, over 23 million people have been affected by this crisis. In one town alone, if I may give you an example, in Hatay, that's a population of 1.7 million people that live in the city of Hatay. That's a mix of Turkish people and Syrian refugees that have crossed over during the time of the war. Every single resident in that one town cannot occupy or live in the dwelling that they used to the days before. They all have now moved into tents or other alternative or containers or other alternative accommodation. So in just one town, and I mean, I understand this stretches for 900 kilometers, you've got 1.7 million people that are now, and most of them were, so to say, zakat payers yesterday, and today they are zakat receivers. So they need to be kept. They need to be kept into a place where they can sleep. And in this case, they are being given tents, and better yet, inshallah, they've been given containers, which was one of our projects. And then they need blankets and mattresses and hygiene packs, food, hot meals, like you see in the background. So there is different needs, and this has to take place. Okay, I mean, the blankets are not on a daily basis, but food needs to be taken place on a daily basis. 1.7 million people daily to feed. It's a huge challenge, but through Allah's mercy and Allah's fadl, alhamdulillah, different organizations from around the world are actively involved in providing aid on the ground. The dynamics are different in Syria. Because the border was closed for the last few weeks, very little to any aid was going in. So they were, and they were totally dependent on that aid that was coming in from the Turkish side. But because they were not getting this aid, they were now desperate for a period of 2 weeks prior to when Human Aid got in there for any type of aid. So the first aid that they were screaming for was bread. They were looking desperately for bread and food hampers. And alhamdulillah, through the mercy of Allah and the generous contributions of our donors, we were able to do that. We were able to buy them source suppliers for bread. And you can see in the videos, we were distributing bread at the different camps inside Syria. This video that you see is in Idlib. Bread was of dire need, and food hampers were also distributed. And also the devastation that the earthquake had caused, they made a request for clothing and blankets. So that too was distributed. And just to create a little spirit of joy, the team, I mean, you can see in the picture behind you, there's a team that the team managed to get, alhamdulillah, inside Syria. We managed to acquire some toys and gifts just to lift the spirit of the children. And in all honesty, that was one of the main highlights of our trip. Just to see that child forget the pain and forget the suffering that they're undergoing, just to have a smile, to be a child once again.
May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help and support the people of Syria and Turkey. This is indeed a huge responsibility that we must stand for. And as Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam encouraged us to be helpful and supportive in such cases, Allah Azza wa Jal also mentioned in the Noble Quran, "Ha antum ha'ula'i tud'awna litunfiqu fi sabilillah." Here you are invited to spend in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is again the responsibility of all the ummah of zakah, the ummah of charity, the ummah of sadaqah, to give and to spend. And here is a trusted organization that is doing the job, and we just need to support them and equip them, inshallah. They are considered a vehicle for khair. Let us all support and help this organization in order, inshallah, to help more people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and bless your work and grant you more success, inshallah, Brother Ahmad. Just tell us, how can people get in contact and how can they support you, inshallah?
Yep, alhamdulillah, we have an Instagram account, which is humanaid.sa. I mean, all the work that we do, all the work that we have, and all the details that you need, you're going to find it on humanaid.sa. Or we've got a WhatsApp number, which is 0786 20 13 10. You can contact us on WhatsApp. Or we have an email address, which is humanaidsA@gmail.com. Jack, before we go, I just want to mention one thing. To make a difference in the people's lives, especially in Syria, we've undertaken a project which we started latter part of last year, where we're building for Syrian, this will be Syrian, not refugees, but Syrian IDPs, those that have lost their homes inside Syria. So we've been part of a project that has been building close to 1,000 built-up brick structure homes. I did see it play in the background in the video early on, where we took a wide-angle video of it. Those houses, which started last year, have, by the mercy of Allah, been completed in the last 3 weeks. And one of the mercy of Allah, the earthquake that had struck to this point and beyond this point, and this entire mountaintop, this village, this small city that is being built was not affected by the earthquake. So we have it's our absolute honor and pleasure to say that, to announce that this village has now prior to having been officially handed over, is now being given to the Syrian refugees. This is a video is playing right now, as you see. It's been given to the Syrian IDPs and refugees that have been affected both by the war and by the earthquake. So Alhamdulillah, like I said, the official opening has not taken place as yet. But from that 1,000, as I heard 2 days ago, they were in excess of about 200 and somewhat families that have moved in a complete 2-bedroom house with bathroom, kitchen, lounge, dining area. That in an so to say estate, if you want to use the word that we use here in South Africa. This is now changing lives and allowing people to move from a tent into a home to become established and start their lives once again, inshallah.
MashaAllah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you and grant you more success to build more houses, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan for joining us. And we make a lot of dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant you success in this endeavor. And may Allah take you from strength to strength. And may Allah reward all the donors and those who are still going to donate, inshallah. Shukran for joining us this morning. Barakallah feekum.
Ameen, ameen.
Jazakallah khair.
Wassalamu alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakumullah khairan. All right, with that, we came to the end of this segment of our program for today. We're going to be taking a short break. We'll come back after the break, inshallah.